Hi guys. So I know it's been a while since I did a video. I don't think I did one since I left Wilson. And ever since I left, I've been wanting to do a video, kind of a review of the Wilson logistics, because I don't see many YouTube videos about them. And I didn't mention their name while I was working there because I know they're kind of funny about people making videos about them. They mention it in their training. So I never mentioned what company I was working for because I didn't want any repercussions. But I quit there in the end of April, and I started with Crete Carrier the first part of May. So I was with Wilson about a year and 4 months, so a little over a year. So I did put my year in, get my training paid for. I think that's what I think they're more of just a training company to get you trained, get your license, get you some experience, and then you need to move on. Unless you can make it work with their lease program. I never did the lease program, so I can't really speak for that. I can only speak for a company driver. Their training program was awesome. They did a really good job getting me my license, and getting me my experience. Crete does not have a training program. You have to have some form of experience when you go to them. Wilson only offered reefer and over the road. There was no options. So like even if I would have went to Prime, you would have more options with Prime because they offer flatbed and tanker. And I thought I heard that they were offering some regional, but you have to live in the right area, I think. So with Wilson, there's no options. With Crete, you have a lot of options. You can do over the road. They have the dry van, which is what I'm doing now, and they have flatbed. You can also do over the road, dedicated, regional, whatever you want to do, however many days you want to stay out, they'll put you on that schedule. Like I'm on a 5-day schedule. I go home every 5 days. You can do 2 weeks out, you can do 3 weeks out, whatever you'd like to do. They'll work with you. Wilson, there was no working with youth. I think they kind of wanted you to stay out for at least 3 weeks. And you couldn't have off more than 5 days. So you stay out 5 weeks, you get 5 days off. And that's it. If you stay out longer than that, you still only get 5 days off. And then I got kind of upset because then after a year, you're supposed to get vacation time. And I asked to use my vacation days, thinking a vacation day is an extra day off. So I could have my, 3 days, 5 days, whatever it was. And then I would have an extra day or two. And I was told, no, you can only have your 5 days off. The vacation pay is just pay that you'll get on your normal days off. So your normal days off will be paid for. So it's just an extra $500 because it's $100 a day. Crete offers the vacation days the same. You get 5 days after a year. You get 2 weeks after 2 years. I haven't been here long enough, obviously, to try that out, but I'm assuming it's actual days off. I wrote down some things so I would remember. Wilson did not offer any bonuses. They say you get a fuel bonus. That's kind of a joke. It was like $5 a week, maybe, if you can get that. The trucks really didn't get good fuel mileage to even get a fuel mileage bonus. They took me out of my Peterbilt that I originally had and then put me in a Freightliner and said only lease operators can get Peterbilts. Our company drivers only get Freightliners. And I heard that a few times there, which kind of upset me that, you know, oh, this is only for lease operators. The days off was another thing, you know. And to get more than 5 days off, you have to be a lease operator. They kept pushing the lease program, I felt like. They wouldn't give me chains, wouldn't send me out west. Only our lease operators get chains and get to go out there. With Crete, there is no lease program. You're either a company driver or an owner operator, which is nice. I'm not a fan of lease programs. Insurance was really high with Wilson. It took a big portion of my check. So it's a little bit less with Crete. Crete does offer a safety bonus. So if you go every quarter, if you can go a quarter without any safety incidents, you have to have so many miles, which I think is easy to get as long as you're working. You get a nice safety bonus. I haven't got one yet, but I've heard about them. I've heard that's a nice program. Wilson, I loved my dispatcher, but she would send us messages every day telling us what's going on, every load that we got. I would get a message explaining, you know, what it was, any extra information I needed with it. With Crete, I very rarely talk to my fleet manager. I very rarely talk to anyone. They send me my pre-plans, like yesterday I had all my loads for the week. I knew where I'm going, what I'm doing. So there's no waiting. You just move from one to the next, do your thing. With Wilson, I had to wait for my pre-plans a lot of times. You'd deliver and you'd be like, okay, where am I going? You wouldn't know. And then you'd have to find somewhere to park while you waited to find out. And that's a big thing. I've noticed there's a lot less waiting with Crete. They run things a lot smarter. You know, by sending me the pre-plans, I know where I'm going, what I'm doing. So there's no waiting there. It's a lot more dropping hooks, so you can just drop and go. No waiting at shippers or receivers, hardly. If I do have a live load, which is maybe 80-90% is drop and hook. So not very often do I get a live load. If I do, it's usually an hour or two. It doesn't take real long. Because if shippers or receivers start taking a long time, they're not going to haul for them anymore. They don't want us waiting. With Wilson, I feel like I went to a lot of bad places. I hated the shippers and receivers. They were gross. There was no bathrooms. We had to wait 8 to 12 hours. It was miserable sometimes, I felt like. So I really don't miss that. I've heard Prime drivers complain about the Qualcomm. And right now I have a PeopleNet tablet, and I hate it. I would like my Qualcomm back. I did like using that. This PeopleNet tablet, it shuts down on you sometimes. It's slow. You gotta wait for it to switch my time. Okay, I need to get off duty real quick, or I need to switch to yard move. I gotta switch to the clock, and then I need to wait for that to load, and then I gotta go to my status and wait for that to load. And so it takes a few seconds to get your time switched. With Qualcomm, I could do it. It would always pop up. Every time you'd stopped, your clock would pop up. You could switch it really quick. It was just easier to navigate. And with Wilson, you had the app that you could send all your messages and your forms through the app on your phone. PeopleNet does not offer that option. I mean, you can see your messages, but you can't really write back. I think the app, I mean, I look at it when I'm not by the truck to see if I got any messages, but it doesn't really work that good. I heard that there's no updates for it. You do all your forms and everything on the tablet, which is okay. I mean, it's easy to type. It's easier to type on than the Qualcomm. And you don't do any load calls. Like with Wilson, I had to do a load call. So after I sent in, I got loaded or unloaded, I have to wait for, or after I got loaded it anyway, I'd have to wait for my dispatcher to call me and go over it with me. Here you don't have to wait. Nobody calls you. You just send in your form. If something's wrong, it'll shoot it back. Say, you know, your trailer number's wrong, and you go in and fix it. Let's see if I'm forgetting anything. I think that's about it. So yeah, Wilson was great for getting me my license and getting me some experience. And after that, I would not stay there. They didn't offer no longevity raises. Like Crete, after you're there for so long, you should get more money. With Wilson, what you get when you start out is what you get. It doesn't matter how long you're there, which I think is terrible. So they obviously, it's like they don't want to keep people. And Crete is focused on keeping people there. They actually ask you in the orientation, what do we need to do to keep you here? What do you want to see? It's like they care more about their drivers. That Crete has more terminals. I don't know exactly how many they have. Maybe 15. They have quite a few scattered all over. Where Prime only had 3 or 4. So there's a little bit of information for you guys on the two companies, what I've experienced so far. Hope I helped you out a little bit, and have a good day.